And all this information, and this is why I think that asset lifecycle management is becoming hotter and hotter of a topic as well, is this data that we create at this one stage of a building's life becomes the key for how to manage and operate that building for its entire life cycle.
I love it. Yeah, no, I mean, I think that is the key. That's the art part of this. And you know, who's really the best at it is Dr. G. I think Nick, you met Dr. Giovanna Brasfield. You know, is a huge advocate and huge proponent, and does some great consulting work in the DEI side of the world. But what I love about her when she's talking to executives and talking to those that always kind of ask her the why and ask her to break down why is DEI so important. She's able to really understand who that person is and what motivates them, and convert whatever her passions are and translate that in a way that it's either the bottom line or it's quality or it's whatever is helps them tick. And I think that's how we're going to have to think about this is, what are the motivators of the people that we're talking to when we're talking about exchanges, and how do we get them to care about our pain points rather than just sort of feel like we're complaining about, our own pains.
Yeah. Well, and what's neat about ESG too is like, we're going to start with keeping up with project health metrics, but what excites me the most is like, what does it mean for program and portfolio health? I'm a capital program owner. I have this many buildings. I have these many new buildings coming on. I have buildings that I need to make decisions about offloading. And if we can measure the health of a building from its sustainability metrics, from its occupancy, what are all the drivers for that specific industry vertical that determines what a healthy building looks like from a business model standpoint, there becomes this entire other piece of untapped value that the construction industry is creating, that if we just create the right ways to measure it and see into it, now I can go and say like, okay, these 10% of my buildings, I need to just, they're time to tear them down. And we got to, and here's our tear down policy. Or these ones need the upgrades because they're not hitting our energy performance criteria that, 10 years have gone by, things have changed. And it's really exciting to think about portfolio health from project health metrics.
And for the serial builders, looking at this labor shortage and the importance of recruiting talent and saying like, hey, what is that measurement of like, hey, this is an enjoyable place to work that takes care of their people and doesn't overwork them, or whatever else those measurements are. If we don't have those measurements, then we can't have those comparisons.